Capcom Pro Tour announcements are coming. We know that. Today, being, what is today? Thursday, February 23rd, ELeague just announced their, I don't know what you call it, like season or circuit, I guess. It's going to replace CSGO for a little bit. And Mr. Justin Wong got an invite.
I did get an invite, a special invite from Capcom to compete in the Street Fighter V Invitational ELeague. So that's actually going to be pretty insane just because it's another chance for the FGC to be on TV.
What do you think? First of all, let me get your impressions of ELeague itself. Just sort of the fact that they're doing this. I guess maybe like the fact that it's going to be on TV. I know Street Fighter's been on ESPN before, but to me this feels a little bit different in that this is going to be an event more catered towards TV. So I don't know. How do you feel about all that?
I just think it's kind of awesome just because to see that besides we had community tournaments and we had like company tournaments, now we're having tournaments, literally the whole tournament gonna be on TV, right? An invitational with like 32 players, top 16 from CPT and top 16 that Capcom handpicked. It's gonna be just shown on TBS, and I think that's just kind of cool. Just because if you told me that like 10 years ago, I probably would just laugh in your face, right? No one would believe that we would be on TV playing Street Fighter, especially. So to me, it's just really, I'm just really excited, and I still can't believe it that there's a chance that we would play Street Fighter on TV. That's just kind of insane to me.
Now, I don't know if a lot of people will know this, and so there might be a lot of people new to the FGC, but this isn't your first appearance on TV, right?
It's not my first. My first was a reality show called World
Yep.
Cyber Games Ultimate Gamer Season 2. Most people know that I crashed a car in the set. I don't think we will be doing that in Street Fighter 5
Okay.
at ELeague. Maybe there'll be more like smack talking, but no crashing cars. Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. We'll make sure that everyone will stay alive and no one is harmed.
Yes, the pedestrians will be safe. So I think one of the drawbacks to ELeague is we found out that their finals apparently their finals will take place on Friday, May 26th. My understanding, based on information on their website and what was given out, was they'll play out their top. Okay, just to back it up real quick, they're going to go through a couple group stages to take it from 32 to 24, and then they'll take it from 24 to basically a top 8. That top 8 will play out Friday, May 26th. Having said that, you are, if I recall, have been to, I think, all of the previous Combo Breakers. And Combo Breaker is that same weekend, the 27th, 28th. I saw you tweeting about it a little bit. What does that mean for you and trying to make it to Combo Breaker?
I think even besides Combo Breaker, there's also potential of other events before that, like during I
Sure,
guess
sure.
the phase 2, right? You have West Coast Warzone, NCR, even some CPT events in Europe, and
Hmm.
then or maybe even Latin America. It's just gonna be really hard for a lot of players to just try to make it work.
Right.
But if I can make it to the tournament, like leave like the super late nights and get there like Saturday morning, then 100% I'm going to be doing that. And for Combo Breaker, I know that's going to be really hard because there's a chance that I might get a Friday pool,
Right.
right? So if I made to the final 8 in ELeague, there's a chance that I probably would not be able to participate in Street Fighter 5. Regardless or not, even if I don't participate in Street Fighter 5 at Combo Breaker, because of bad RNG, I will still go to Combo Breaker because Rick's amazing, the
Yep.
event's amazing. It literally, to me, is the best FGC event of all time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no matter what, even if I cannot play or can play, I will still be at Combo Breaker, um, even though if I'm top 8 at ELeague.
Yeah. Shaking hands, kissing babies, doing the things that Justin Wong does. You mentioned it and I myself haven't gone over those other weeks, so I don't know what all other events are conflicting. But it sounds like you probably even looked into it a little bit. And I know that we see this. I see you tweet and post about this all the time about your tournament schedule, like when it's tournament season for you. It's almost every week. I mean, last year it was CPT events, it was Wizard World events, it was like whatever, you got invited to. I think you were at Red Bull Kumite last year, right?
I was at Red Bull Kumite last
Yeah.
year.
And it should be noted that Red Bull Kumite is the same weekend as Combo Breaker. I'm assuming you're not going to Red Bull Kumite.
No, I am not going to Red Bull Kumite. So whoever I guess names that has not been announced yet, I'm
Yeah.
not one of them.
Okay.
So it's gonna be Common Breaker no matter what.
What I wanted to ask you though is we've talked about this before too. You have a crazy tournament schedule, and ELeague just kind of adds to that. How does Justin Wong balance that? I mean, are you going to be playing at more events than you think even last year? Like, how do you balance that?
I am just looking at current schedule that I have, and it's a lot. And even then, like they haven't announced all the CPT events. We have to wait till Monday for
Right.
the
Yep.
for all the events. So I think last year it was like 33 events I traveled out of 52 weekends. I think this year might be more. It's probably gonna be more. And it's gonna be hard because I work during the day. During the week, I work during the week. So
Yep.
I mean, I guess I
There's a
just have to do
solution to
it.
that we talked about last time. I don't know if you
Yeah, I
remember.
know. I remember the solution, which got everyone to ask me. So when you're moving to SoCal, and
Yeah.
oh, of course they already just assumed I'm gonna just move to SoCal, but I mean, I didn't plan to move yet. It's just a consideration, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be hard. I think this year is gonna be literally nonstop traveling throughout the whole entire year. Just seeing the first half of the year is just insane already, and seeing what's going to be next in the later parts of the year might be even more crazy.
Yeah. How do you feel that about, I guess, the overlap of all these events? Because it's probably safe to say that something like ELeague won't be the last circuit or event to come along. Where we have so many events as it is now. I mean, you mentioned you went to like what 33 events last year. Probably a similar. You're probably planning on a similar amount on top of whatever like just gets announced ELeague or whatever's coming. How do you feel about overlap? Do you feel like it dilutes the tournament product, I guess? Is it good? I mean, obviously it's good because there's more chances for people to play, but do you think it's good for other events? Do you think it dilutes the product a little bit?
I hate when events overlap with each other. I hate
Okay.
it just because I want to go to all of them. That's one. And two, when I get into a situation where I have to choose, and like let's say tournament organizer A and tournament organizer B talk to me like, hey, you should come to my event, and blah blah blah. And I
Sure.
think that's just hard on my part because like I think I have a close relationship with pretty much 90% of just the FGC, as even if you're a player or a tournament organizer or staff. I think I have a good friendship with everyone. And it's just kind of hard to just say, no, I can't come to your event because I'm going to this event. It sucks for me. And I personally wish more events started started after Evo. But because
Right.
everyone wants to be part of this road to Evo
Yeah.
situation, that's why like this beginning half from like April to like the end of June is like the most insane thing ever, and it's just not good because then you have August, which is like completely empty, September, which is like almost empty, and then
Yeah.
October, November is like the Asia grind, right?
Hmm.
But
Yep.
there's not that much events in North America during those 4 months besides Canada Cup, TFC, First Attack. That's like I can only name like three events and SCR compared to where you have just a cluster of everything during this time of the year.
Yeah, we have, if I recall right, what, four confirmed North America Premier events.
Yeah,
Final round, Combo Breaker,
NCR
NCR, and
and
DreamHack,
DreamHack.
all before Evo. Something I wanted to ask you when it comes to like these events overlapping, do you feel like talent wise it affects these events? Like, a player like yourself has to make a decision. Do I go to, if I got invited to Red Bull Kumite, do I go to that? Do I go to ELeague and just not go to Combo Breaker? Do I go, you know what I mean? Like, especially in the case of Combo Breaker, which is a premier event new for this year, and players are going to have to make that decision. Do you think it kind of like, do you think it devalues the premiers a little bit? Like the competition's less because the top tier players aren't able to go. They have to make a choice.
Um, I don't think it devalues the event at all, just because the
Hmm.
event earned the premier spot because
Sure.
they worked hard and they had a massive amount of numbers. I think it was like over 700 Street Fighter 5 entrants at Combo Breaker. So obvious, and everyone, not just me, everyone talks about how amazing Combo Breaker is. Like there's no negative comment about how bad Combo Breaker is. So
Right.
I definitely feel that the Midwest definitely deserved a premier spot, especially
Sure.
this year, especially with the amount of work that they worked the last couple of years to have to make amazing events. And I just think that players have to make a choice. Do they want to get some points for CPT, or do they care about a giant pot? It just
Yep.
really comes down to how do they feel. So I guess
How do
you
you
can see
feel? What do you want? The points or the pot?
I personally want the points.
I kind of
Because
figured you'd say.
yeah, I personally want the points instead of the pot, just because no matter what, your end goal for every year, if you're a Street Fighter player, is to end up in the Capcom Pro Tour finals,
Right.
right? Because obviously there's gonna be so many pot bonus tournaments every year, no matter what they're labeled as. There's always there. They're always there, but there's only one CPT finals every year.
How's Echo Fox treating you? What's life like now?
Echo Fox is nice, like I still didn't get the ride to the jet yet, so maybe soon. But they've been really nice.
Saying.
They've been
I'm
hooking
trying to
me
get a
up
ride in
with
that jet too.
I know, they've been hooking me up with the Aces stuff. I got my new G20, so my stream's been a lot better now. Got new monitors. I got new chairs. I got some new energy drinks. Got new swag, new jerseys. So I think getting the new jerseys actually made me become a more sneakerhead type of guy. I got my Yeezys, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So I was pretty
I've seen you
excited.
tweeting about the shoes lately.
I was pretty excited. So, but other than that, it's been really nice. I'm just excited to get like actually get with everyone together. Like especially if I'm around, you have Sonic Fox, Scar, Taquito, Momochi, me, Julio, and we all could just have like this epic group shot, because that'll be the
Yeah,
first. So
yeah.
having that epic group shot with AJ in there as well, it's going to be an amazing feeling, an amazing picture as well too, because it's going to be like this is the school, this is the squad.
What what do you think the benefits are of having that kind of team, or even a team in general?
I think the best part of having a team of that caliber is, like, since we're competitive people, we
Yeah.
always want to outdo each other. So obviously we support each other, but if it comes to like me versus another Echo Fox member, like we have to make sure who's the better player, and I think that's like an amazing, like, internal rivalry.
So since Taquito is your demon,
He is my demon. I gotta conquer
how,
it, dude. I need to conquer
how,
it.
is there a way that since you're on the same team that you can now find a way work with him so that you can get over that hump, you can conquer that demon? Is that
It's,
possible?
it's possible, or I can just challenge him in Marvel Infinite, and then we'll have a new ground. So I guess
I
we'll see what happens.
But the last time we talked to you about that, he beat you in Marvel too.
Yeah, but I got my revenge, So it's obviously like he's just a demon god, but Marvel Infinite's a new game. Hopefully, I can just do a lot better.
Uh, okay, we'll wrap up here real quick. I did want to ask you something about Street Fighter format, like tournament formats.
Hmm.
We've seen traditional, 1v1 style tournaments. Usually team tournaments are like exhibitions. Uh, Curious to see if you've ever thought about or what you think about an idea if, say, there was an official circuit of some kind, whether it's like Capcom Pro Tour or whatever, featuring like spotlighting teams, similar to as I'm sure you're aware of, like Cooperation Cup, even though it's one event, there's a lot of third strike talent, right? So they can hold an event where they bring in 90 teams of 5v5, right?
Hmm.
Is that something that you could see work in Street Fighter 5 like now or in the near future?
I could see it work just because in Japan, singles is not really a thing. They really, really love 3v3s, 5v5s. Like majority of the SBOs for Street Fighter 4
Sure.
were all 3v3s or 2v2s. So it's just I think having a team dynamic where you have to pick like the right person and not just the best players because they might not work well together. They might not counter
Yeah.
every matchup. Because if you look at Cooperation Cup every year, it's never the same five people. It's always
Right.
different teams every year because tier lists change. A lot of players get better. A lot of people just like don't play anymore. So I think having like that type of like teamwork, no
Hmm.
matter what, is kind of awesome. Obviously, in America, it's more of a Friday, event before
Right.
like the
Right.
calm before the storm. But I think if like if for example if Evo did like an official team tournament
Hmm.
where like Cross Tekken was on the main stage one year, I think a lot of people would enter because one, you got to work on your team and you actually bring people closer together and you might even choose teammates from like really far.
Right.
So I would love to see like an official team tournament or see team exhibitions or tournaments in general get bigger, like how Smash Melee, like how team like 2v2 teams there, it's like a
Right.
really big
Doubles.
thing. Yeah, so it'd be kind of cool to see that for Street Fighter 5 at
Do
least.
you do you think there's enough talent? Because one of the things that I kind of think about like the teams thing is there's plenty of talented players out there, but I think one of the reasons Cooperation Cup works is because, of course, that game's been out forever. There are more than enough people, like in Japan alone, that played that game. That yeah, you can put together a tournament that's going to have 90 teams of 5v5, right? Do you think there's enough talent in Street Fighter 5 like right now that something like that could work?
I don't think Street Fighter 5 can do 5v5s. I don't even think it could do 3v3s. I
Right.
think 2v2s are actually perfect, and that's what Street Fighter 4 did a lot of times, always
Yeah.
2v2s in Japan tournaments. So if Street Fighter 5 did 2v2s, I think that would be the perfect format in my opinion.
One last question for you.
Okay.
What the heck is that thing behind you? Is that like your bodyguard?
You know
Oh,
who he is.
I
You
can't I
just you,
can't
you
see
just can't see
I can't
him.
see him. I can't
You
see
just
him.
can't see him.
It's this weird shadow.
You just can't
Uh,
see him.
Justin, as always, great to talk to you. Congratulations on being invited to ELeague. I hope that you are. Again, you were tweeting about it, so I hope that you're able to compete in ELeague, make that top 8, and make it to Combo Breaker if possible. But of course, we look forward to seeing you all through the year at an event every week this year. 2017, 52. You might as well schedule 52 straight weeks.
It's I might as well. It's gonna be like that. It's gonna be really busy, but you'll see me at pretty much 90% of events.
There you go. All right, Justin, thank you. And yeah, talk to you soon.
Peace out.